Hey everyone, and welcome to AMC Movie Talk. Movie Talk for movie fans. I'm Crystal Kennedy, and this is a show where we bring you the day's biggest movie news, and of course, we're going to give you insight into what it all means. Joining me, as always, is AMC Movie News editor, Miss Amy Rose Eisenbach.
Hello there. Good morning.
Good morning. And we also have special guest in the studio today from JoeBlow.com, Jimmy O.
It's Monday. And I'm really tired, so I'm gonna try and get through this today. Okay?
You're gonna be great. Woo-hoo! We're all tired.
All right, Amy Rose, you attended the presentation of Disney's D23 in Anaheim this weekend. Yep. So, what were some of the highlights?
It was such a great presentation. Of course, it's super magical the way Disney does best, and I really just wanted to go to Disneyland after. I'm not gonna lie, being right there and with all the fun, I really wanted to. So they definitely made it worth our while. They showed us a bunch of clips. Thor 2, they showed us an extended clip of Jane Foster, Natalie Portman, who was there, and she's gorgeous and charming and wonderful. So they showed us an extended clip of her first going to Asgard, and Anthony Hopkins was not too happy about it. And it looks like there's definitely going to be a lot of comedy in this film as well. And Alan Taylor, I do have a lot of confidence from directing Game of Thrones, and you know I loved Kenneth Branagh's first Thor film, but from the clips and everything I saw. Seeing the tone is really cool, and the actors are all back, and I love their chemistry, so I'm really excited about that. So we saw an extended clip of that. We also, speaking of Sir Kenneth Branagh, we saw concept art for Cinderella. And it is, I mean, you can really tell his theatrical background with Hamlet and everything he's done beyond just Thor, because it felt like such a rich, complex world, and you know it's going to have the dark, fun twist to it, like he always does. And Cate Blanchett as the evil stepmother, I mean, it's perfect. And Helena Bonham Carter, she pretty much plays a fairy godmother in most roles, because she's whimsical and dancing around, so she'll be great. And we got to see Lily James' screen test for Cinderella. And I don't watch Downton Abbey, but I hear she's fantastic in it. So that was cool, and I really liked the tone he kind of set. And Richard Madden, speaking of Game of Thrones, he's such a great actor, and I'm really excited to see him as Prince Charming. So that was really great. Captain America 2, it's going to be so fun having Black Widow and the Cap together, because they're so different, and again, it's going to have a lot of comedy. And we saw one action scene of Cap in the elevator, and more people just keep coming in, and he eventually, you know, realizes that it's going to be a big ambush. He's like, anyone want to get out before we get started? And he pretty much single-handedly takes out 10 guys, and it's a really cool aerial shot, and I think it's going to be really exciting. So that was great too. Guardians of the Galaxy, they showed us an extended Comic-Con clip, and we got all the fun characters. And again, James Gunn is such a quirky director, and you can feel this. I was a little, you know, not worried, but you know, unsure how they would bring this to the big screen, because the content, you know, a talking, walking tree and Rocket Raccoon and all these characters, if they don't do it the right way, could have been, you know, a colossal failure. But I'm really happy to see that he is embracing comedy. I mean, when Chris Pratt was up there and he's like, oh, he goes by Star-Lord, and one of the agents was like, oh, who calls him that? And they're like, mostly himself. Like, it's going to be funny. And they're like, oh, they're known as the Guardians of the Galaxy, those a-holes. Like, it's going to be really funny and good. And I thought all the special effects and everything, the makeup looked really great. So I'm excited about that. One sad thing is they didn't give us any Star Wars news. Nothing at all. I was all excited about it, even a title, some sort of direction, but we got nothing. So that was
They said on Friday they were not ready to divulge any information yet.
Of course not.
Really?
Come on, just give me a little something, you know?
Darth Vader was there, that's it.
And then
we got 2 years. Come on,
I just want something. Just give me something.
I know.
And then Saving Mr. Banks looks fantastic. They showed us an extended clip of that as well with Emma Thompson and Tom Hanks, and he's going to do such an incredible job. And at the end of it, they had a musical number, "Let's Go Fly a Kite," and Sherman, the actual composer from the film, one of them came out, Richard Sherman, and got a standing O. And it was a fun musical number, people dancing with kites in the hallways, and it was really fun, very Disney. And then Tomorrowland, Damon Lindelof and Brad Bird, they showed us the actual box that kind of inspired the movie, and they kept saying, no, we didn't bring out stars like George Clooney and blah, 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 but we have this dusty box, and that you can tell they really love each other and enjoyed working together. So that whole film is a very big mystery. They're not telling us much about it, and I am excited
Nothing.
about it.
They told me nothing.
Really?
And then the last one that I was really excited about was Maleficent.
Yes.
Angelina Jolie, goddess, came out on the stage. There were 3 standing ovations the whole time. Anthony Hopkins was one of them, Richard Sherman, the composer, and Angelina Jolie. And she was talking about how Maleficent was always her favorite character growing up, and how on set there were all these kids. She's like, oh yeah, it's a Disney picture. And they said, Mom, don't let the witch talk to me. She's like, so we knew we did a really good job with the makeup. And they showed us a clip, and Elle Fanning, who was fantastic up-and-coming actress, she plays Aurora, the princess. So I'm really excited. It was a really great, fun time. And Miss Chrisley, you were interviewing for us, holding it down. What were some of your highlights?
I didn't get to see all the fun clips, but I did get to see everyone on the carpet afterwards. And I think my highlight of everything I've done so far with AMC would be, if you follow me on Twitter and Instagram, you know I really like to play the game. So as soon as Amy Rose and I pulled onto Disneyland Drive, the mouse ears came on, because it's a rule, and I don't know if you're all aware of this, but when you pull on Disneyland Drive, you have to put your mouse ears on.
I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Pictures, and so Anthony Mackie, the Falcon, just in case you don't know, he wants you to know
He's the Falcon.
Who also is going to try to take on Iron Man, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
He was like, silver Jeep. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, what do you drive? I was like, silver Jeep. Why do you know that? He totally called me out on camera for wearing my mouse ears driving down the street. He's like,
Doing what, Chrisley?
Taking selfies.
She was taking a selfie.
I had to show you all my Instagram pictures.
Oh,
so
nice.
super fun moment, because you never know who's next to you in traffic. But also,
I love that.
Talking to Robert Stromberg about Maleficent, talking about Angelina Jolie, just talking about the movie, and him saying that there's going to be a lot of things that you don't expect, and made it sound so magical.
Yeah, it feels very Wicked-like,
It
like from
sounds
the perspective of Maleficent, which is a cool take.
Oh, nice.
Damon Lindelof, I tried so hard, guys. I tried for my AMC Movie Talk fans. I tried, I pulled, I begged. He would give me nothing except talk about this box. So
Valiant
make sure
effort.
you check out the interview, though.
Wow.
And then BJ Novak and Jason Schwartzman talked about Saving Mr. Banks, and how singing was very hard, and this was kind of a tougher role because one of the Sherman brothers is still alive. And so when you're playing a character, it's easy, but when you're playing a character that's still alive that's going to see it, it's a little bit different. So that was kind of a really interesting perspective. And I did overhear Miss Natalie Portman talking about how excited she was for the new Star Wars on the carpet. I didn't ask her about it, but I did overhear her. So she's super excited about Star Wars coming out.
Well,
Aren't we
are we
all?
all? Yeah, exactly.
Fun time had by all at D23. Thanks, Disney.
Yes. Anything that you're excited about?
You know,
on any of those
I
titles,
didn't
Jimmy?
I didn't have the pleasure of being there. I'm definitely, you know what? I'm a sucker for Thor. I love Thor, and this one looks so good. Everything I see, the more I see about it, the more excited I get, and I really am excited to see what they do with Natalie Portman, because she was in the first one.
Thank you.
Yeah, she really was. No, it's
Only
absolutely
one that
true.
agrees with me.
I mean, I like
She was
seeing her
fine.
there, but
Yeah.
she was fine.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see where they go. I wish I would have seen the footage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm excited for is Saving Mr. Banks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is weird, but I grew up. With Mary Poppins.
Of
and
course,
every little boy, I think, in my generation, kind of had a crush on Julie Andrews. So
She's a babe.
Yeah, she's total babe. So I can't wait. And I love Emma. I think she's such a phenomenal
great,
actress.
yeah.
So it's a great cast, and I can't wait.
Awesome.
But yeah, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy. You know.
Well, speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, it's been announced that Vin Diesel may be in advanced negotiations to voice the character of Groot. For those less familiar with the character, Groot is a plant monster from the floral colossus species of aliens. In layman's terms, he's basically a big, fierce walking tree.
Yeah.
While nothing has been confirmed by Disney or Marvel at this time, Diesel posted a picture of the character on his Facebook page yesterday, letting speculation run wild. Amy Rose, would you like to see Diesel voice Groot?
Why not? I think it's funny because, the whole time he was teasing that Marvel and then we're having this conversation about being in this, we're all like, oh, could it be a giant man? And he was totally having a fun game of misdirection, throwing a bunch of different pictures on his profile, kind of leading us off his scent. But yeah, this would make sense. He's got a great voice. I mean, the thing about the comics, from what I understand, and I'm definitely less familiar with Guardians of the Galaxy, is that he basically speaks in his native language and it comes out sounding, I am Groot, I am Groot. And so I don't know if they're going to deviate from that, if James Gunn's going to have him actually speaking or like translating his native tongue or what, but Vin Diesel's got a great voice, and why not?
He'd make a great tree.
He'd be a great tree, you know?
He would, yeah.
He's a great tree.
Yeah. I like the idea of him doing it. He's got such a freaking a really powerful presence. And if you're talking about a tree, why not be powerful,
Bring
right?
it.
And James Gunn, I think he's got such I like his humor. I like the fact that he kind of, even in the darker films that he's done, he has this really strong sense of humor. I think he's a good fit for this.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see what he's going to do with this completely insane group of characters.
And Rocket, who's going to voice Rocket? I mean, I was actually pretty impressed because both Groot and Rocket looked pretty fierce in the clip I saw.
Yeah.
And that could have been taken the wrong way, so good job, Gunn.
Yeah.
Way to go, Vin Diesel. He's got the whole world
Yeah,
clamoring on
right?
his Facebook page. Every time he posts a picture, we're all talking about it. So he's doing something right.
Yeah.
Back in March, Jim Carrey was spotted on the set of Mark Webb's The Amazing Spider-Man 2, leading people to believe he would show up in the film. A source close to production stated that Carrey will indeed appear in the film, but he made no mention of what character he will be playing. Webb was filming scenes at the Ravencroft Institute Insane Asylum during that time, so many believe Carrey will play one of the inmates. Cletus Cassidy, who will eventually become the villain Carnage. Jimmy, if the above is true, would you like to see Carrey as Carnage?
Why not, I guess. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, going online, I'm looking at these. I love how all the news sites are putting these pictures together and thinking, oh, could he be? Yeah, he could. So could a lot of people. It's the magic of Hollywood. And he does have the kind of physical, comedic. He could do it. He could do it. I don't know. I'm kind of like, we're getting really into the stunt casting lately with a lot of these big movies, and I don't know. Yeah, sure, why not? I'm not totally thrilled with it, but I'm okay with it.
It's hard not to be affected by all this Kick-Ass 2 news.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Because as an actor, I mean, Carnage is a crazy guy. He's crazy. He's psychotic. He killed family members. I mean, Carrey has shown that he can do crazy really well. Even though people didn't really like his Riddler that much, he still did the crazy riddle me this really well, that part of it anyway. So I just feel like throughout, all of them, he's shown he's a kooky, wild character. But yeah, this Kick-Ass 2 news, it's just like, I mean, if you're a villain, you're going to be violent, and Carnage's past is very, very violent.
Well, in his defense, I mean, you're looking at a PG-13, action adventure superhero movie. We're not looking at a movie where kids are actually doing the killing and telling each other to F off.
That's a good point.
But with that said, his own issues aside, I don't know. I'm okay with it. Yeah, I see what you're saying there, though.
Yeah, it's interesting. But as Cassidy, I do think he'd do a really good job. He's a great actor.
Yeah, he is.
He's got the kooky down. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, my friends, buy or sell time. Miss Chrisley is going to read off a couple other fun things going on in the world of movie news. And my man Jimmy over there and I are simply going to say if we buy or sell. What you got?
There are 3 dramas coming up that center around notorious drug lord Pablo Escobar. The Ballad of Pablo Escobar is about to start production, but reports state that it is Oscar Isaac has recently walked away from the title role. It's now being reported that the 2 actors now up for the part are Wagner Moura and John Leguizamo. Amy Rose, buy or sell Moura or Leguizamo starring as Pablo Escobar?
I'm going to buy Leguizamo. I love him, and I think he's a fantastic actor, and we've really seen many, many sides of what he can do.
Yeah, I would buy. I'd kind of like to see more in it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more of him. I think he's an interesting actor, and I like the guy, and I of course I like Leguizamo. The guy's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'd buy both of those names.
I'm excited to see him in Kick-Ass too.
Yeah,
He's
actually,
gonna be fun.
yeah.
I think he has both sides. He has the suave, and then he has the really nasty, brutal side.
Yeah.
I think he'd be really great as Pablo Escobar.
Yeah.
While it hasn't been officially confirmed by Lucasfilm or Disney, insiders claim that Ian McDiarmid is returning as Chancellor Palpatine, the Emperor in J.J. Abrams' Star Wars Episode 7. There is a possibility that he will come back as a clone since he was thrown down a reactor shaft in Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Jimmy, buy or sell McDiarmid's involvement in the next Star Wars installment?
This one I'm kind of on the fence on because I get a little nervous when they start talking too much about clones because it's been done a lot.
Are you a Sith? Only Sith speaks in absolutes.
Absolutely, I am. Absolutely, I joined the dark side a long time ago. I'm gonna give it a slight buy. I think they could make it work. But I have to see more, and it would have been nice to this weekend, but no, we didn't.
Nope,
so.
Nothing. Way to choose us, Disney. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I do like familiar faces coming back, and as long as they don't over-clone it up, I think his character is interesting. It'd be fun.
After the news that Bruce Willis has left and Harrison Ford has joined Expendables 3, the casting news continues to pour in. It's been confirmed that Mel Gibson is set to play the film's villain, and Antonio Banderas has also joined the cast in an unspecified role. Amy Rose, buy or sell Gibson and Banderas joining the cast?
Buy. So we knew Gibson was, in the mix for a while now, and now it's been confirmed, and he's a great actor. I don't pay attention to a lot of the personal lives sometimes when you're just judging on a role, and he has a great resume, and he's in some amazing films, and I think he'd be a good antagonist. And Banderas, I mean, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, there's so many good ones where we've seen him be a good action star as well. And totally unrelated yet somewhat related topic, I just saw Puss in Boots, and it was amazing. I saw it with my little nephews, and it was that kitsy. It's so cute. It's really great. So good job, Banderas. It was really cute.
It was that was okay.
Come on.
I wasn't a big fan of that movie.
Oh,
he was
cute,
fine,
Jimmy O.
I'm gonna buy this absolutely. I think the Expendables are just big. I mean, Harrison Ford in a freaking Expendables movie.
Bring
How cool
it.
is that?
So
I'll
cool.
see it just for that.
See ya, Brucey.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm excited to see Mel in Machete Kills.
Yeah.
I think that'll be fun. It's interesting that he's taken this kind of bizarre turn in his career with all the bad press he's gotten. Whether you like that or obviously most people have issues with a lot of things that he's kind of happened in his personal life, but that's his personal life. I don't really care. I'm kind of curious to see where he's going to go with this bad guy thing.
I'm excited to see Carlos Estevez as the president.
Oh, yeah, right.
AKA Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty funny. All right, mailbag time. Miss Chrisley has a couple user-submitted questions picked out as well. What are they today?
Jesse Sockel writes, "Hi guys, love the show. I listen to it every day. My question is about 3 guys I see being contenders for Best Actor this year. Those 3 are Matthew McConaughey in Mud, Michael Shannon in The Iceman, and Michael B. Jordan in Fruitvale Station. I would like which one out of these 3 guys do you think would have the best chance at winning it? Thanks guys, keep up the good work."
Thank you for the question. Really great question. I have seen 2 out of the 3. Michael Shannon was incredible in The Iceman. He's incredible in everything, literally.
Yes,
even his supporting roles, even his small role in Mud with Matthew McConaughey, he was great. Every single thing he's done, I'm just constantly in awe of him. Since his first film that I noticed him in, Revolutionary Road. I was like, who is that amazing actor? He stole the scene. So I would love if he won it. Matthew McConaughey, Mud still remains one of my favorite films of the year so far. He just brought so much depth, and a lot of people, I feel like it's been the syndrome of picking the rom-com routes as well as some other actors we've spoken about, but he's done so many other ones. A Time to Kill, I mean, there's so many great dramatic roles he's done, and Mud was a fantastic, fantastic movie. I have not seen Fruitvale Station yet.
Shame on you.
I really want to. There's so many amazing movies coming out. Miss Chrisley, I know, was really affected by it, and I've only heard amazing things, so I definitely think it's going to get some Oscar nods. So out of the 2 that I have seen, I would be really happy if either of them brought home the Oscar, and I have yet to see Fruitvale, so I'll let you know about what I thought about Michael's performance. Have you seen these films?
I have a feeling right now, if they were to hold the Oscars, I think Michael B. Jordan would have it.
Really?
Absolutely. Because there's been so. I mean,
it's very
Iceman
relevant right now too.
Iceman, I love Michael Sheen, and I don't think he's ever given a bad performance. But it's a smaller film. No one saw it. Fruitvale Station's getting a ton of buzz.
Thank God.
And he's great. Absolutely. I think he's got a darn good shot at getting the Oscar this year.
I think Matthew McConaughey does too as well.
Yeah, I think out of the 2 though, I think he would win.
It's so relevant right now too, and such a big movie.
And it's amazing because I remember a month ago when it just had this very small release, and I had gone to see it, and there was a Q&A after with the director, who is just the most amazing, charming guy I've listened to, and I saw the movie.
Well, second.
And it was
second charming guy.
I know, it was before the all of the stuff that's happened recently that I went to see the film, and I was never so affected by a movie in
I
my
know,
life.
I remember.
It remains to be my favorite movie
I can't wait to
this
see
year
it.
and that I've seen so far. And because of Michael B. Jordan and the director, that he does deserve that.
Don't forget
At least the
Octavia
Oscar
Spencer.
nom. Octavia Spencer
She's
was
always
amazing.
amazing.
She was
Always
amazing.
amazing.
I
But
can't-
Michael B.
I can't
Jordan
wait to see
carried
it.
that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, he really
And
did.
Jesse, I agree with you. I really hope that not only is he nominated, but he takes it home this year. So,
Boom.
good question.
Good shot.
Kenneth Vinson writes, "What's up, AMC team? Love the show. I was wondering if it is at all possible for Colby Smulders to play Wonder Woman. Even though she's a well-known member of the S.H.I.E.L.D., she is the best pick for the role in my eyes."
Kenneth, great call. I love her. Not only is she beautiful and talented, but she's so sweet and humble, and I definitely think that would be great. The thing to remember here is that she's been playing a well-known member of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the Marvel Universe, which doesn't necessarily affect the DC Universe. It would be a whole different story if she was someone within the Marvel Universe. That would be very confusing. But yeah, I could really see her as Wonder Woman. She's badass, she's beautiful, she's kind of got the look about her. I mean, some other names I've kind of tossed around were Lynn Collins and Adrienne Palicki. But I think she's a fantastic choice. Nice work, Kenneth. What do you think?
No, I agree. I don't know how the contract issue would be. I don't know. They'd be like, probably. I think it probably have some issue, but she's a great choice. I would love to see her in that. She's great.
Kenneth, I'm sorry to disagree with you.
Oh,
Be the odd man
Wow.
out. I would have agreed 100% until we interviewed her at Comic-Con on the red carpet. And seeing her in real life is what made me not like her for Wonder Woman. She is beautiful and stunning and talented and great at what she does. I just don't think that she has the edge that Wonder Woman needs. So
Who do you like?
who I like will not play her.
other than
because-
Chris Lee Kennedy.
No. I actually think out of all the people, if you look at who they are as people and what they do, I think that Gina Carano, if she was able
She
to
can't act as
would
well.
be the best Wonder Woman.
Well, physically,
if she
yeah.
was able to act, she has the look, she has the fierceness, she has the soft side, she's the badass that
Yeah.
we need. But her acting skills are not.
And
up
that's
to
not
par.
a minor thing for Wonder Woman.
No.
So.
So I'm still torn, but no Kobe Smulders for me. Sorry.
Love you, Kobe. Don't worry.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that would do it for us for today. Thank you so much for joining us. I would like to thank the lovely Chris Lee for hosting.
Thank you.
Where can people find ya?
find me on Twitter and Instagram at Crystal.
I would like to thank the wonderful Jimmy O for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
And where can people find you?
Jimmy to the O on Twitter, I guess. Yes, if you want there. I hate Twitter sometimes.
On the Twitter. I'd like to thank my man Dennis for keeping everything going on in the back, our Oz. And we would like to thank you. Thank you so much for your support. Like us, share us, you know the deal. Our captain, Mr. John Campia, will be back tomorrow. I know he's missed you guys, so looking forward to reuniting you guys. Until then, I'm Amy Rose for AMC Movie News. We'll see you soon.